Good morning, everyone. And welcome to this service of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Grand Traverse. My name is Beth Strawbridge, and I am a member of the Sunday Services Committee. Here at UUCGT, we welcome people of every background, identity, and age. We especially extend our love to families with young children. As spiritual people, we practice the art of staying curious. And even when things can at times feel a little uncomfortable, we are there and waiting and ready for you to be here. We're building a culture of inclusion and welcome as a community, and this includes the joyful sounds of our young ones. Whether you are here in the sanctuary or joining us online, whether it's your first time or your 100th, we're so glad you're with us this morning. If you're visiting with us today, we'd love to get to know you. If you're comfortable, we invite you to stand and introduce yourself. A microphone will be brought to you so that everyone here and online can hear you. And if you'd prefer not to speak, that's okay too. Just enjoy being with us this morning. Are there any visitors who would like to introduce yourselves? Well, if you are new to us this morning, we hope that you will join us for coffee hour after the service. If you take a yellow mug, we'll be able to readily identify you and greet you personally at that time. Later in the service, we'll share the joys and concerns of this community. You are invited to write yours in the book on the table where the candles are. A member of the congregational care team will read these later in the service. And you are also welcome to light a candle to express your joys or concerns anytime during the service. We have some announcements. UU Social is our new online message board and social group for our UU community. So have you read a good book lately? Do you have an announcement to share? Are you looking for a recommendation? Maybe you need a plumber. Join us on UU Social. You can find the link to join in this week's flash. And there on the back of the bulletin, there is also information of how you can get there. The Grove, our youth group for grades 9 through 12, meets next Sunday, November 2nd, from 12 to 2 p.m. This gathering will also include a special high school OWL session for youth. So come and bring a friend. Starting Point meets today from 12 to 2 p.m. right after the service. All are welcome to join in. And it's that time of year. Our annual harvest gathering will be Sunday, November 23rd at Gilbert Lodge, Twin Lake Park. The doors will open at 10:30 with a short service starting at 11, followed by our community meal. Registration will start next Sunday. So November 2nd, you can sign up. November 23rd, join us at Gilbert Lodge. It's $10 a person and $25 for a family. And we'll also be taking sign-ups for volunteers next Sunday. As we begin the service, I invite you to set aside the busyness of your daily life. Please silence your cell phones or other electronic devices so that we can be fully present here with one another. And now let us worship together.
We have a slight change to the order of service this morning. Miriam Pico, who is out sick, will not be able to be with us today for her piece. So I will be playing with Julie Galbat's Busca el Amor from our Teal hymnal.
Whoever you are and wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. I'm Reverend Alex, and as you can see, I've gotten a bit of a promotion, Can anyone guess my costume? Those of you that know, probably already know this. I'll give you a hint. Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. I'm the bishop from the Princess Bride. Didn't want you to freak out at a bishop presiding over your Samhain service. That would be pretty interesting. And it's really awesome to see so many others dressed up around our room for our costume parade. So I'll now invite Nan Worthington to take it away and close our circle into sacred space.
I am going to create a circle of all of us that separates the mundane from the sacred and creates a sacred space for all of us. In order to do this, I would normally encompass all of you and go around and create this space. However, we have virtual people, and we have many people in the building that all needed to be included in this sacred space. So I will sweep all of these people in as I greet 5 directions that are sacred to the Wiccans. You can see our symbol on the bottom corner of that quilt, the 5-pointed star. Nope, that's the devil. We're at the other end. So I will greet the directions, and you are welcome to welcome them with me as I do it. I cast this circle of ancient lore, waves upon a timeless shore. It has no beginning, it has no end. It knows neither foe or friend, Ouroboros of legends old, rings of power forged in gold, wheel of life, circle of stones, cycle of creation, birth to bones, a ring around the silver moon. I cast you now. I come first to air. Air is birth and youth and spring. Air is wisdom, dancing leaves, owls, ravens, and bats, storms, and crispness. I welcome you, air, as you join us together with your sound. In the south, we have fire. I have summer and passion. I have the warm hearth and bonfires, cozy and comfortable, our cats and our dogs. Welcome, fire. I have water here, water in the west, water of emotions, of lakes flowing between us and around, of freezing rain. I have water, welcome water. And in the north, we have earth. Our old ones are creativity, moist, decaying, and brown, burrowing moles and squirrels, roots that join everything together. Welcome, earth. And now, the 5th aspect. We have spirit,
our ancestors, our joint consciousness, our sacred community, I will now welcome our ancestors, our spirit. One spirit in the dark, like a candle, all of us together as one spirit. The circle is now closed. May we join together.
For our opening hymn this morning, I invite you to remain seated. This piece seems more appropriate to be sung more contemplatively. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to heartache. Listen to grief. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to gladness, listen to joy. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to anger, listen to hurt. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to beauty, listen to grace. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to you, listen to me. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Be still and breathe. Be still and be.
Hold on, it's taking a second. Here we are. Hi, good morning. All right, if all of our young and young at heart want to come up and join us. Oh, hi, good morning. This is a funky riser setup this morning. All right, hi. How's everybody doing? Blessed Samhain. All right, so we are celebrating this morning two things, but they're on the same day. So what is happening on Friday? Halloween. Halloween is probably what you know it better as. And for some folks, Friday is another sacred day. So Friday is also what we call Samhain. And Samhain is celebrated by Wiccan people. It's celebrated by pagan people. It's celebrated by people who honor the cycles of the earth. And Samhain is the midway point between the fall equinox and the winter solstice. So I have a little reading for us this morning, and then we're going to do a little ritual. So this is from our Wheel of the Year book, which we're using quite a bit this year, as we honor these different Earth-centered traditions. So this is the rhythm of the wheel. The nights are longer than the days now. The trees' bare branches rattle in the chill autumn wind, their leaves turning brittle, then fluttering to the ground. As the wind picks up, they spiral and swirl. Fog creeps in, cloaking the earth in a mysterious, spooky softness. The colors of summer has faded, but as one season ends, another begins, and in the transition, magic shimmers in the air. Have you been feeling the magic recently? I have. We've spoken before about the liminal times, the slippery in-betweens that defy definition. These things are in the process of actively changing. Boundaries shift, meanings slide. Halfway between autumn equinox and winter solstice is a special holiday called Samhain, an Irish word meaning summer's end. Samhain was the new year to the ancient Celts, a time when the spirits of the past existed among the present. This is the final harvest before we enter the darkness of winter season. Gardens are put to bed for the year, and the world prepares for sleep. So at Samhain, one of the things that we honor is release. So I don't know if you've noticed, but the trees are starting to release their leaves. Everybody is starting, or all of the earth is really starting to get ready for winter. And so this is a season of release. So we're gonna do a body practice this morning to help us with that. I want us to think about something that maybe we've been holding on to that we need to let go of. And this can be a feeling, this could be a belief, a negative thought, but anything that you've been feeling that needs a release this morning. I'll give you a minute to think on that. So with that thought in mind, we're gonna do a little bit of a body practice. So get comfy, and then I want you to take your muscles and just tense them up as much as you can. And hold on tight. Take a deep breath. Hold it. And then with that thought in mind of the thing that you need to release, exhale and release. We'll do that a couple more times. So just being mindful of something that you need to let go of a limiting belief, of a feeling that is holding you back from something. So inhale, tense. Holding that, and then release. And we'll do that 2 more times. So inhale, tense. One last one all together. And as we enter this season, as we get closer to Samhain, I encourage you to use that body practice throughout the week, and to use that as a way to let go. And in that, another thing that we do is at Samhain is honor our ancestors. So maybe asking those that have gone before to help hold some of that for you is another option too. I have one last little reading, and then we will do our song, and we will do our costume parade. So everything has a season. Flowers bloom, their petals fall, their leaves and stems dry out. Seeds scatter in the wind, starting the cycle anew wherever they land. When a whale dies, its body sinks to the bottom of the ocean floor. It's so big that it becomes food and home to hundreds of species for years, hosting an entire ecosystem. The sun sets in a fiery blaze, fading into the night, then gently rises again, each morning, blossoming into another day. Summer passes into fall, then winter, spring, and back to summer. This is the wheel of the year. Every stage is sacred and serves a purpose. Each present moment is intimately connected to both past and future. Change is natural and unavoidable. But when we get used to something and it comes time to move on, it can be hard. Starting something new can be exciting, but at the same time, it can feel scary or sad. It is very possible to have complicated feelings about change, but our bodies and minds are powerful enough to hold opposing forces at the same time. Multiple truths can exist at once. Let's sing our song, and I invite anyone who has worn a costume this morning to join us in a little costume parade.
We are children of the stars, we are children of the earth, we are spinners and weavers in this web of life, and the joy that we weave reaches out beyond the stars and deep within the center of our being. We are children of tomorrow, we are children of our dreams, we are planners and builders in this web of life, and the future that we weave reaches out beyond the stars and deep within the center of our being.
It is a privilege to be a part of a congregation such as this. And it's a privilege to sustain such a congregation, not just for today, but for the weeks, years, and generations to come. As a self-governing and self-sustaining community, we receive no outside funding, relying on the generosity of those who find meaning here. Today, ushers will pass 2 baskets with 2 sides. One side supports the life and mission of this congregation. The other supports the needs in the community, many of the needs, including local food programs, shelters, and services for those most vulnerable. You can also give by using the options on the screen. If you give by check, online, or through an app, please note in the memo line or the comment field whether your gift is for your pledge, for community needs, or for a special collection. If this is your first time with us, please be our guest as the baskets are passed. Every gift, large or small, is received with deep gratitude. We now gratefully receive this morning's offering.
We've now come to the time in our service when we share our joys and concerns.
I'm Margaret Wozniak, a member of the Congregational Care Team. It is our practice as a religious community to set aside time in our service to name and honor the joys and concerns that mark our lives, the milestones and moments of our lived experience. I will be sharing the joys and concerns that have been offered up for us to hold on our hearts today. If you have one that is a bit too heavy to share, I invite you to reach out to Reverend Alex or to a member of the Congregational Care Team. If your joy or concern is still raw and tender, we invite you to hold it on your heart as you are held in this loving community. For none of us is meant to travel life's journey alone. And so, dear ones, here is what has been shared with us today. For all the lovers of nature, whose spirits soar with the colors and cooling breezes of autumn, from Dave and Mary Newhouse in memory of Sister Carol. From Bill Haggard, for my son Daniel in prison. Sheridan and Josh are celebrating 12 years of marriage today. From Beth Strawbridge, a joy that my brother's heart surgery was successful. Here is a joy. My son, Evan Moore, came out of a spectacular rollover crash in Bradenton, Florida during the Danger Ranger 9,000 race without injury. His second ever race, and he was up to 6th place in a field of 40. We are all concerned that one of our pianists, Barbara Young, lost a sister, Jane, to death earlier this week. Her passing leaves many loved ones spread far and wide. A joy. Thank you to Carl Kyneth, who has built our new coral risers at the front of the sanctuary. They are beautiful. From Heather Shoemaker, my son Xander composed a new piece of choral music that will be sung in a world premiere on Saturday by the NMC Chamber Singers at Millikan Auditorium. I am going to get to sing it as one of the altos. And Doug and I had a joy. Last Sunday, we drove to Sheboygan to see a performance of A Taste of Ireland, a fantastic dance group and fiddling group. And Doug has always claimed he is rhythm deaf because he never can make his feet go to the steps of the music. But sitting next to him, I can say that his hands clapped to the rhythm. And now, let us hold a moment of stillness for the concerns and joys that remain in the silence of our hearts. May it be so.
So to open this time for our Stones meditation, we'll start first with our annual tradition of reading the names of our members and friends who have died in the last year since our last remembrance service. At this time of the year, when the veil between the worlds is thin, we remember those we love who are no longer with us. and those whose absence we feel most deeply. Will you join me in a spirit of holding as we say their names? Charlotte Shea. Haliba T. Bird. David Halstead. Nancy Landfair. Gary Devil. John Trezise. You're invited now to come forward as you feel moved to take a stone. You may wish to speak the name of someone that you're remembering this time of year, to also maybe place something down that you've been carrying that feels heavy on you, or simply to hold someone on your heart in this time that you're missing as you place this stone in the water. This is a moment for remembrance, for the love that endures beyond time and distance. So as you feel ready, please come forward.
remember me. Though I have to say goodbye, remember me. Don't let it make you cry, for even if I'm far away, I hold you in my heart. I sing a secret song to you each night we are apart. Remember me. Though I have to travel far, remember me. When you hear a sad guitar and know that I'm with you the only way that I can be, until you're in my arms again, remember me. Remember me. Though I have to travel far, remember me. When you hear a sad guitar and know that I'm with you the only way that I can be, until you're in my arms again. Remember me.
Our reading this morning comes from The Wheel of the Year, an illustrated guide to nature's rhythms by Fiona Cook, with illustrations by Jessica Rue. In this passage, we learn about our connections to our ancestors at this liminal time of the year. When bodies die, they decompose, becoming food and providing energy to other organisms in the food web, and contributing to the soil so that new life can grow. But what happens to the spirit of a living thing is largely unknown. Everyone is born of parents. Your parents were born from their parents, and their parents before them were too. This is what it means. This is what is meant by the word ancestors. Many people were involved in making you, you. Ancestors can be visualized as the roots that hold you up or as a canopy that surrounds you. Ancestry can be complicated. Sometimes there are people in our family histories that we don't agree with. Maybe we're even ashamed of them or angry about something they did or believed in. It's important to remember that no matter what, you are your own person making your own decisions in life. Learning your history, whatever it is, can help guide your future. Not everyone is able to trace their history back very far because some stories have been lost or destroyed. Even when we aren't sure who our ancestors are, we can still imagine them and invoke their presence. Different cultures have different ways of respecting and venerating the dead. It's yet another tradition shared all over the world. In some cultures, the dead are still considered active participants in the family. They're invited to join in holidays and festivities. Ancestors are not only the people you are descended from, the place where you live holds the spirit and history of all who once lived there. Have conversations with your elders. Ask them to tell you stories about what things were like when they were children. Ask them about their parents and grandparents, too. Someday, you may help pass on these stories to younger generations. You will be the elder.
The veil grows thin. Can you feel it at this time of the year? It's no wonder that we see so many different traditions all pointing to the similar things about this time. All Hallows Eve, Halloween, Samhain, Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, All Saints, and All Souls Day. As the wheel of the year turns and night grows longer than the day, we bear witness to the liminality of this time, a threshold of transformation, one which invites us to pause, to reflect, and to remember. As the wheel teaches us, for everything there is a season. While there are seasons for things to be born, to come into new life, we are in the midst of a season for death, for dying. Our traditions at this time of the year are reflective of this shift into sacred time. Some of us light candles and put up photos of our loved ones on our mantles and tables. Others laugh and tell stories, passing along tales of grandparents, aunts, uncles, and friends to those who have never met them. Some of us cook special meals or favorite foods of the dead and share a meal with them at this special time. And for some of us, there's an overwhelming heaviness to these longer nights, where the feelings of sorrow, loss, and grief are fresh and near to us, deep within our bodies and our bones. This is a threshold time holding much for us to sit with and bear witness to as we pause, slow down, and reflect. In honoring the tradition of Samhain this Sunday, the name for this holiday is from the ancient Celts, a phrase that means summer's end. In this tradition, the Celts believed that the veil between our world and the other world, the spirit world, was at its thinnest at this time of the year. The ancient Celts had a rich mythology and folklore involving ghosts, spirits, and fairies, how all of these spirits were able to cross over into our world, to travel amongst us, and even to wreak havoc. Now, when I say fairies, I don't want you thinking Tinkerbell. The fairies of the ancient Celts were much more menacing. Fairies were these magical shapeshifters who brought both good and ill fortune. Fairies explained both seasons of abundance and times of famine. And as spiritual agents in the natural world, fairies above all wanted to be left alone, not to be interfered with by humans. A relatable feeling, right? Stories of trouble and mayhem arose from times when we human beings meddled too much in nature, or even trespassed over or desecrated natural sites. The roots of our trick-or-treating come from these stories, dressing up in masks and costumes to confuse and scare them off, otherwise avoiding their havoc. And there's a metaphor there in our rituals around death, how we the living do our best to stave off and scare away the growing darkness, or at the very least, we try our best to laugh in death's face. When making sense of grief and unfathomable loss, our tools themselves aren't always the most helpful in navigating these feelings. We might find ourselves getting real quiet, closing ourselves off, finding the wound that loss leaves behind too painful to examine or open, especially when a loss is fresh. There's no right or wrong way to grieve or make sense of death or loss. However, there are ways we can become disconnected from ourselves and from one another, and disconnected even from those who have gone on before. While this is a season about dying and loss, it's also a season of deepening connections, of cultivating compassion for ourselves and others in the midst of hard times. Grief itself is a mosaic rather than a cleanly charted line. There are memories, hopes, pains, and experiences that show up together in different colors and shapes. The task of grief is picking up the pieces and understanding how and where they fit in the stories of our lives. It's learning how to hold the both and of our complex emotions, painful longing with unbridled joy, absolute certainty with unfathomable mystery. Grief is not a clean process with stages. It's not something to be solved. It's a longtime companion along the way. In this season of deepening connections, Samhain reminds us of our connections beyond this world, to the ways that our ancestors and loved ones are near to us, even now. We, the living, are in an unbroken circle of life, not only with our physical bodies, but also with those that have gone on. Just as our bodies will one day stop their processes and will decompose into new life and growth, the spirits also take on new relationships and shapes with us, even only in our experiences and memories. This is true for the ancestors and relatives we struggle to love, those lives and stories that have informed our living but are not our own. As our reading tells us, our ancestors are the roots that hold us up, surrounding us in a network of care and connection. Our ancestors are not just those we are related to by blood, they aren't even just those who have died. Samhain invites us to see an even wider and deeper network of living connection to both the dead and the living. As we arrive at this threshold in time where the veil is at its thinnest, I invite you into an ancestral spiritual practice. Make some time and space in these darkened nights to find a stillness, to light a candle, to actually visualize your connections to your ancestors, your loved ones, both living and dead. Get still and quiet and see who comes through for you in your mind's eye. For me, I imagine my own ancestors and loved ones as this big, great cloud of witnesses. I imagine them putting their hands on my shoulders, feeling the weight of those connections, reminding me that I'm not alone. When an ancestor or loved one comes through for you, have a conversation with them. Have some tea with them. Ask them the question you've been longing to ask. Tell them how much you love and miss them. And ask them to be a part of your unfolding for your upcoming year. And then, notice signs that your ancestor or loved one is close. This isn't something that's exclusive to this time of year when the veil is thin, but something that you can notice at other times as well. In a song or a special meal, on the breeze, even just in a feeling. As the wheel turns once again and we traverse these darkened days toward the winter solstice, may you remember your connections, the roots that hold you close. Take care in this season to give your sorrow and your grief the space they need. But remember always this deeper truth. None of us is meant to travel life's journey alone. You are not alone on your journey. Feel the weight of those hands on your shoulders. Together, may we, the living, hold each other close as we honor our beloved dead. They are with us still, just as we too are with them. Blessed be. Let's join now in a moment of stillness together.
For our closing song, I invite the VE to come forward, and we will sing through this piece twice, and on the third time, I will turn and invite all of you to join us in singing the final chorus.
I'm going to open the circle now to not end this time of sacred space, but to spread it out everywhere. Thank you, Earth. Thank you, water. Thank you, fire. Thank you, air. And to our spirits, one spirit in the dark, like a candle wavers, many spirits joined as one with the power of the blazing sun. There is strength in community. The circle empowers you and me. The circle binds, yet sets us free. As we will, so mote it be. Blessed be. The circle is open.
And now, if you would please rise and take the hand of your neighbor, or if you're preferring not to, you can always do the sign of, please do not touch me. And let this be an expression of our living connection to ancestors long gone and ancestors still living. In the spirit of covenant, community, and commitment, may we be made ready to serve one another and create the world we so desperately dream of. Go in peace. Happy Sunday.